Hello everyone, good morning to all. I am Shiba from Shri Paramakarani College, Alva Kochi. My topic for my presentation is comparison on the effect of Stringinus potatorum seed and Moringa oleifera seed in natural dye elimination. The researchers Salve Ziki ma'am and Meenakshi Sundar sir also actively worked on this project. These are the outline of our project. Let's see what is the problem first. I would like to start with the question. My first question, do water is so important? The answer is definitely yes. And my second question is, do we all suffer from water scarcity? The answer might be yes, not much but to some extent. The reason may be growing population, pollution, global warming, etc. Important thing is, there is also a solution for this problem. My first solution is, we have to save water whenever possible. And my second solution is, we have to think of recycling process. This recycling process is hidden behind this project by using natural adsorbent. Next, objective. The aim of the present study is to evaluate the removal of natural dye beta vulgaris beet from its aqueous solution using seeds of Stringinus potatorum and Moringa oleifera, and also to find out the ability of naturally available adsorbents under optimized conditions. Here I have chosen the natural dye beta vulgaris, that is beetroot extract, and the adsorbent as raw Stringinus potatorum seed and raw Moringa oleifera seed. If you see the morphology of this Stringinus potatorum, it is yellow in color and globose in shape, whereas in Moringa oleifera it is yellow in color, global in shape, and it is three-angled. In this graph, I am varying the adsorbent dose, which is in x-axis, and keeping all other parameters, that is dye concentration, volume of sample, time and temperature constant. And then I have observed the percentage of dye removal, which is in y-axis. As a result, what I observed is percentage of dye removal increases with increase in adsorbent dose. If we see the comparison between two adsorbents, after the dosage level of 1.6 gram, the percentage removal becomes constant in RSPS, whereas in RMOS, after the dosage level of 1.8 gram, the percentage removal becomes constant. In Moringa oleifera, dosage level increases, but percentage removal of dye decreases in comparison to Stringinus potatorum. Then contact time, which is an important parameter in adsorption process. Here I have varied the time, which is mentioned in x-axis, and percentage removal of natural dye in y-axis. By keeping all other parameters like concentration, adsorbent dose, volume of sample, temperature as constant, from graph it clearly shows that the percentage removal of natural dye increases with increase in contact time, and the equilibrium was attained at the time interval of 150 minutes, after which it remained constant. But from the second graph, the percentage removal of natural dye keep on increases but have not found constant till it reaches 180 minutes, that is about 3 hours. So the equilibrium time is greater than 180 minutes. We can also observe that the percentage removal of natural dye decreases with increase in initial natural dye concentration. The percentage removal has been found by using the formula initial concentration minus final concentration by initial concentration multiplied by 100. Then characterization for these samples are performed using Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy and ultraviolet visible spectroscopy. While seeing FTIR studies, various functional groups are present in dye-treated water. At peak 3288, it shows it is due to the presence of OH stretching vibration of water and stretching vibration of amine. At peak 2921, it shows CH stretching vibration. Likewise, the various functional groups we can identify in dye-treated water. So this spectrum reveals that the prepared solution carries aliphatic grouping with ether linkages and amine groups. Next, IR spectrum for purified sample using RSPS shows two peaks, that is due to the presence of OH stretching vibration and OH bending vibration of water. And the last spectrum, which shows the purified water sample using RMOS, and it shows the presence of hydroxyl groups. So we got excellent result for FTIR study. It shows sample is purified. Next, ultraviolet visible spectroscopy. In UV visible, I have determined the band gap energy using the formula hc by lambda, that is 1240 electron volt by wavelength. The maximum absorbance of dye-treated sample was centered at 250 nanometer and 532 nanometer, and the band gap were found to be 3.65 electron volt. Then after purification, that is by using RSPS, the band gap were found to be 3.52 electron volt. And by using RMOS, the band gap were found to be 4.77 electron volt. Comparing to RMOS, RSPS gives a good result. By using RSPS, maximum percentage of dye removal 95.5% was observed at the experimental conditions of adsorbent dose of 1.6 gram per 100 milliliter and equilibrium time 3 hour at temperature 30 plus or minus 1 degree Celsius. And by RMOS, maximum percentage of dye removal 83% was observed at experimental conditions of adsorbent dose of 1.8 gram per 100 milliliter and equilibrium time of greater than 3 hours at temperature 30 plus or minus 1 degree Celsius. As a result, I conclude RSPS a natural coagulant used to purify water which has higher adsorption capacity than RMOS. Further, my research work is also being carried out by powdering the seed in nano size and also to observe its efficiency. Hope this project will be foundation for removing dye from industrial waste. At last, I wish to end this presentation by saying quotes, "Rich or poor, everyone needs water for sure." Thank you for this opportunity given by St. Joseph University, Nagaland. Thank you all.